Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to the start of a brand new season. It is season 6, and before we get the draft underway, we have a few trades to announce. So the first trade we'd like to announce is between the Knights and the Fireballs. So the Knights will be receiving Mario and Green Noki, and the now former Fireballs will be receiving the Knights Season 6 first and second picks in this upcoming draft. First and second round picks, of course. The next trade we want to announce is between the Eggs and the former Fireballs. So the Eggs will be receiving the Fireballs Season 6 first round, second round, and fourth round picks. And the former Fireballs will be receiving Season 6 first round pick and Blue Noki. That first round pick, of course, being the number 1 overall pick in this draft. Alright, now the Eggs and the Knights had a trade. The Eggs received Mario, and the Knights received Yoshi. So Mario goes basically from the Fireballs to the Eggs, and the Eggs are no longer the Eggs, as they get rid of Yoshi, shipping him to the Knights. Alright, now we have a trade between the Monkeys and the Rookies. The Monkeys receive Donkey Kong, and the Rookies receive Dark Bones. Then finally, we have a trade between the Monkeys and the former Eggs. The Monkeys receive the former Eggs' third round pick, and the former Eggs receive Firebro and the Monkeys' third round pick. So if you're a little confused because that's a lot of trades going on, just be sure to look us up in the Discord and you can see it on paper. Maybe make a little more sense. Hear some reasonings from some of the GMs. Alright, so now we'll get this draft underway. Alright, hello everybody again, and we're going to go ahead and get this draft underway. We're going to start with the first round here. We'll do it as we'll announce the pick for each team, and then we'll let the GM speak a little bit about that pick while the next person thinks. And we'll have a short little pause between each round, and we'll just keep it going for all the rounds. So, the first overall pick belongs to the Fireballs, as they acquired it, as you heard earlier. So let's see who they're going to pick. And the Fireballs will draft Peach. So let's hear from the former Fireballs GM about why they drafted Peach and maybe what they're thinking with the trades they made.
So Peach was my best player, obviously. She pitched the lights out in the play-in. Even in the playoffs, she did well. Daisy kind of didn't hold up her own, and I think she deserves her own team. I think she thought that too. That's why she left, and we're gonna be the Monarchs. I'm promoting her to captain.
All right, so the Mario Fireballs trade away Mario and become the Peach Monarchs. So new team in town, as now the rookies are on the clock. All right, and they will draft Blooper. So, let's hear from their GM about Blooper.
Alright, so Blooper obviously played great in the playoffs last season. Great star hitter, solid pitcher, and I think his assets could be really used to this new team.
Alright, sounds good. So now the Eggs are on the clock. And they will draft Boshi. So, of course, integral pieces of their team last year. They change it up, get rid of Yoshi, but bring back Boshi. Where are we looking now?
Well, Boshi's awesome. He won MVP last season, and now we are going to be the Fireballs since we traded for Mario. And Boshi and Mario, we got that chemistry together, and yeah.
All right, sounds good. So, just clarify from here on out, the Eggs are now the Fireballs, and the Fireballs are now the Monarchs. So, just so we don't get confused, I wanted to lay that out. And now the Fireballs are back on the clock. Sorry, the Monarchs. Sorry. It's going to take some getting used to. And they will draft Daisy. Alright, so the Monarchs draft Daisy. Let's hear a little bit about Daisy.
So I had no clue she'd be here still, and obviously with Peach being captain, she's going to have that star hit, so you got to get the best females out here quick.
Alrighty. So now the Spitballs are on the clock. So we'll see who they're going to draft. And they will draft Wiggler. Alright, let's hear a little bit from their GM about Wiggler.
I love Wiggler, and he can't escape me. And that's all I have to say.
All right, sounds good. So now the Monkeys are on the clock with this final pick of the round, and they will draft Goomba. So a player that really came into his own last year. Let's hear a little bit about him.
Yeah, Finals MVP, super good. He's my boy. He was one of the best pitchers last season and a super good hitter, so I'm glad to have him back.
All right, so that's going to do it for this first round, and we will prepare for the second round. All right, we're back for the second round with the Monkeys on the clock. And they will draft Wario. All right, so let's hear a little bit about Wario.
So I liked turning players into stars, and Wario was definitely not one last season, but I turned Funky into a star. We'll see how Wario can do this season.
All right, so looking for a little bit of a challenge there maybe, as the rookies are on the clock with the Fireballs next up. And the rookies will draft Herman. All right, so let's hear a little bit about Herman.
All right, so obviously I need to get my boy Herman back, and I'm pretty sure the only reason he declined his player option in the first place was because he was drunk and he didn't know what was happening. So I have to have him back. Great hitter, great pitcher. Love him.
All right, and the Fireballs are now up. The new Fireballs, of course. And they will draft Blue Pianta. All right, so he's going to remain a Fireball, but on a different club. As now the Monarchs are next, as we hear from the Fireballs GM.
Yeah, I don't really know why I picked him. He's kind of funny, and he'll be a good infielder.
Yeah, all right. So now the Monarchs are on the clock. They lost first baseman, so they will draft Birdo. All right, so let's hear about Birdo.
So, I don't know how I got all these players back. I'm still going to be 3 captains, which is whack, but I just want to get all the women I can, Just
All
bring
right.
it up in here.
Making a strong, independent team.
Yeah, PD demanded her.
All right. So, Petey and the Gals, that's the team name. As the Spitballs are now on the clock. And they draft Hammer Bro. All right, and the Monkeys will be up next. Let's hear from the Spitballs GM about Hammer Bro.
I have Boomerang Bro, and I figured why not have Hammer Bro too? He could be a nice heavy hitter, and I thought it'd be a nice change of pace to the team.
All right, sounds good. So now with the final pick of the second round, the Monkeys are on the clock. And they would draft Hello Mario. So let's hear a little bit about Hello Mario.
So hello Mario, again, another one of my boys. He was Slugger of the Year last year, which was super good, so I'm glad to have him back on this team.
All right, so that'll do it for the second round. Time for the third round with the Monkeys. With the first pick, they draft King K. Rool. All right, let's hear a little bit about that as the rookies are up the bat.
So another bad player, but I'm gonna try and turn him into a star again. And yeah,
All right, so a lot of unproven players on that team, as the rookies will take Santa. All right, let's hear a little bit about Santa as the Monarchs prepare for their next pick.
So Santa, same strengths as Herman. Good outfielder, good hitter, and solid pitcher. So I think he'd be nice for my team.
All right, so the Monarchs now up, and they will draft Monty Mole. All right, so let's hear about Monty Mole as the Knights are up next.
Really good player, has a really good post play. I have something planned for him. I'll see if it works out. Should be a good season.
All right, so now the Knights in the third round with their very first pick of this draft will take Green Koopa. All right, so let's hear from them as the Spitballs will be next.
So, Koopa has always been on my eye ever since we first started going through the league. He's been doing pretty good throughout the last few seasons, has been a decent player, and I really want to make him a star, so I'm excited to bring him over to the team this season.
All right, so the Spitballs are now on the clock, and they take Blue Shy Guy. All right, so let's hear from them as the Fireballs will be next up.
Well, I never really have had a shy guy, and I've seen a lot of people want him to be called Pablo Jr., so I have Pablo and his little bro. So there you go.
All right, so now the Fireballs will take Toadsworth. All right, so let's hear about Toadsworth.
Well, Toadsworth, I believe, got some a little bit valid criticism for the way he played last season, but also like he was not that bad. Like he was at worst a mediocre player, and at best maybe should have snuck into the All-Star game. I don't know, it was a little stacked last season, but we're gonna run it back. You know, good vibes.
All right, so that will do it for the third round, and we will prepare for the fourth round, with the Monarchs being the first to pick in the fourth round. All right, time for round 4. So the Monarchs have the first pick with the rookies next up. And the Monarchs will take Brown Critter. So let's hear a little bit about Brown Critter as the rookies get ready.
He has that really good super dive, and I think him next to PD in the infield would be just a great combo.
All right, we've seen Critter's been pretty darn effective at shortstop in the past. So now the rookies are up. Red Critter will be drafted. All right. Former number 1 overall pick in this league, as the Fireballs will be up to bat. Let's hear about Red Critter and how good he is.
All right, so Red Critter, Bowser Jr.'s father, or his new one, he did great at shortstop last season, and he's great defensively. Not so good offensively, but he at least draws in beanball sometimes. I think he was great last season, and I'm glad to have him back this season.
All right, so now the Fireballs on the clock with the Knights will be next up. And the Fireballs will take the GOAT, Purple Toad. Let's hear about Purple Toad.
He's the GOAT.
That's all you need to know, as the Knights will be on the clock. Spitballs will be next. All right, the pick is in. And the Knights will take Green Shy Guy. So, I mean, shocking that they take a green player here. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, so Green Shy Guy, or he's more commonly known Dream. I don't know if he'll be known as that anymore. But, yeah, so he's always been a consistently good player. He was in the All-Star game last season. He's been doing pretty good things, and I'm excited to have him again.
All right, so now the Spitballs will be on the clock with the Monkeys on deck. Haragoomba will be drafted by the Spitballs. Let's hear about it.
He's a good relief pitcher. I believe I've had him before, and he did me well, so he's back on the team.
All right, sounds good. Now with the final pick of the fourth round, the Monkeys select Rupa. All right, so let's hear a little bit about Rupa.
So he was probably my favorite player last season. I don't know why. He's just very cool, very awesome, and I'm glad to have him back this season.
All right, so that will conclude the fourth round. We'll prepare for the fifth round. All right, the fifth round is underway, and from here on out, it'll just be the order you see on your screen. No funny business. Go from the top down. So that means the Fireballs will be the first, and they will be selecting Baby Mario. All right, let's hear a little bit about Baby Mario.
Well, you know how Boshi likes his babies, so I figured I'd bring another baby onto the team, and his dad is here too.
All right, let's go. As the rookies are going to select Matt. All right. So let's hear a little bit about Matt.
All right, so obviously Matt had to come back for the season. Matt's a fantastic star hitter, and you just can't have the rookies without Matt.
All right. Now the Monarchs are up. They will select Shy Guy. All right, so let's hear about Shy Guy.
He just had a few good chemistry options. I think he's a pretty good hitter, pretty good fielder. Might be a little slow, but I think he'd fit the team pretty well.
All right, so now the Knights will be up. And they will select Rosalina. All right, so let's hear a little bit about Rosalina.
So obviously Rosalina is one of the cornerstones of the team. Always been a consistently really good player. Always amazing in the outfield. Really quick pitches. Really great hitting. It's a no-brainer. I always want to bring her back. I did wait a little bit just because I felt like she was a somewhat safe pick, but I'm so glad to have her back.
All right, so now the Spitballs will be up. And they will take Green Paratroopa. All right. So let's hear a little bit about Green Paratroopa.
Good chemistry with Peregrine, I believe, and could be a solid player and an asset to my team.
All right, sounds good. And the monkeys, with the final pick of this round, select Yellow Toad. All right, let's hear a little bit about him.
So he showed up in the last game of the World Series, I believe. Hasn't been on my roster since season 2, I think. But you know what? He's a good player. He hits homers. Glad to have him back.
All right, that'll conclude round 5. All right, round 6 time. And the fireball is on the clock. And they will be selecting Christopher Michael Pratt. All right, let's hear a little bit about Chris Pratt as the rookies are up next.
Well, we are the Mario Fireballs, so what would a Mario team be without the star of the Mario movie himself, Chris Pratt?
All right, I hope you work on your Chris Pratt voice. All right, rookies next. They select Red Paratroopa. All right, let's hear a little bit about Red Paratroopa and your team overall, if that's your final pick.
All right, well, Red Paratroopa, he's just kind of my reserve, and he was solid, so I don't know. It's kind of nice to have him back. But my overall team, I think this team is like the best rookies team I've had since I actually won the championships, and I'm gonna try to go all the way, and I think I have a decent shot.
All right, sounds good. Monarchs up the... And they will be selecting Pink Lemonade Yoshi. So let's hear about Pink Lemonade Yoshi.
You know, he's just an icon for me. Got to bring him back. You know, he has a really good tongue catch, and could be useful for me in the field.
All right. The Knights pick will be forfeited here as they broke some rules. A little bit of punishment here. And so the Spitballs are up. And they select Logan Paul. All right, so the Paul Bros joining up on the Spitballs. Let's hear a little bit about Logan.
Let's see. I don't know if you'll see him or not because he's a reserve. You might get lucky, but only time will tell.
All right, so now the Monkeys. They will select Yellow Pianta. All right, let's hear about Yellow Pianta.
So I don't really know what I'm going to do with Yellow Pianta or if he's going to be on the team at all, but he's got chemistry with Yellow Toad, and he was on my team before, but yeah, I don't know.
All right, so that'll finish round 6. We'll prepare for round 7. All right, round 7 time. The Fireballs will be selecting Tiny Kong. So let's hear a bit about Tiny Kong as the Monarchs will be next.
Tiny Kong was by far the hottest free agent in this draft class, and I cannot believe she fell this far, so that's honestly a steal here.
All right, not going to read into that at all, and let's see what the Monarchs do with their final pick. And they will be drafting Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Let's hear a little bit about it and hear about your team overall. Is that your final pick?
So you know, bring some championship caliber. You know, he's won many different WWE championships. He's a beast. He's The Rock. I mean, Hollywood's highest paid actor. You know, who wouldn't want him?
All
Better
right.
than Jake Hoser Paul.
All right, so the Spitballs will be on the clock as again the Knights are getting some punishment here. All right, Baby Donkey Kong will be the final pick. So let's hear about Baby Donkey Kong and then your team overall.
I don't know. But who knows? He's a home run hitter. Could do me some good sometime in the league, so I'm happy with my team. I don't know if you'll see Logan Paul or not, but I really like my team, so that's it.
All right, so now final pick of this round, it'll be the Monkeys. And they draft Yellow Shy Guy. So let's hear about Yellow Shy Guy and your team overall.
So Yellow Shy Guy, or Sunshine, as you guys call him. I don't know.
No.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with him, but he's a reserve, so whatever.
All right, let's hear about your team overall, just for what you think about this season.
I really like my team. I got a good mix of good players, bad players, and some of my favorite players, so I think I'm going to do good this season.
All right, that'll do it for this round. We will prepare for the final round.